Hello everyone, my name is Angel Yuswono from LSPR's batch 7B. Talking about our menstrual cycles shouldn't be seen as a taboo. We shouldn't be or feel ashamed of our bodies, especially since it's only natural that we have our periods monthly. That is why I want to use this opportunity to introduce a brand called AllMatters. As a Denmark based brand founded in the year 2012, AllMatters was previously known as OrganiCup, where they only had one product, which was the menstrual cup. They strive to be more environmentally conscious and reduce waste, seeing as feminine personal care products were mostly single used. Their 2021 rebranding was done as their goal expanded to include more products in their catalog, for instance, a reusable period underwear, amongst others, all in the effort to further reduce waste and water usage in our personal care. As you can see on the screen, All Matters adopts a circular logo which universally signifies wholeness and perfection. It also represents a sense of community, friendship, inclusivity, and also strength. And as for the brand's font, they use Arial as it fits with their simplicity idea. The brand uses a total of 6 colors, starting off with ivory white, which symbolizes cleanliness. A darker and lighter shade of green showcases nature and earth, a creamish pink, which symbolizes femininity and maturity, and last but not least, darker shade of orange and lighter shade of brown actually serves no other purpose than being accents. So what differentiates the menstrual cup product with other period care? And why did I choose All Matters as a brand to focus on? Here, we can see that despite contributing to the same usage amount between tampons with applicators in relations to pads and liners, the weight of the waste generated differs significantly, as tampons, alongside their applicators, nearly double the waste generated from that of pads and liners. What piqued my interest was the comparison of those two with All Matters' period underwear and also their period cup, where, as you can see on the right side of the slide, colored in green, generates way less waste when compared with a yearly average of 4 period underwears or just one All Matters period cup. On the left, we can see that their packaging is very compact with a minimalistic look and feel, as well as an eco-friendly packaging as they use recyclable materials. As for the product itself, their menstrual cup is made out of biocompatible silicone material, that is medical grade of course, which serves to minimize the risk of TSS, which stands for toxic shock syndrome, typically associated with leaving a tampon inserted for longer than recommended time, or by wearing a tampon with a higher than needed absorbency. TSS as a result of tampon use is quite rare. However, we can further minimize the risk of TSS when using menstrual cups. What is important to underline here is how inclusive the brand is when it comes to diversity, as they come in 3 sizes, ensuring that people who have not given birth to the ones that have are able to use their product. This is important as our bodies all vary from one to another. On this slide here are the 4 target groups for the menstrual cup product, ranging from eco-conscious and eco-friendly people to Gen Zs and middle-class consumers with a medium daily spending budget, which ranges from $7 up to $38. As to why I think this product falls into the medium spending budget will be elaborated further on the next slides. But first, let's talk about how consumers behave, specifically in Indonesia, seeing as there are some crucial things that we need to keep in mind when trying to attract new consumers. In Indonesian culture, menstruation is still regarded as a sensitive topic, often surrounded by taboos and secrecy, which makes access to information not so readily available and hard. This, in turn, can impact the willingness of individuals to seek out information and purchase menstrual cups openly. However, societal attitudes towards sustainability and environmentalism can also play a role, where consumers may be more receptive to menstrual cups in cultures that prioritizes eco-friendliness, for example, the Balinese people. Recommendations from friends, family members, or even influencers on social media can significantly impact the decision to buy menstrual cups, as positive testimonials and reviews would help in reducing the perceived risk associated with trying a new product. In addition to that, by having an online forum and support groups where platforms are designed as safe spaces, users can share their own original experiences and advices, which helps in building confidence and reducing apprehension regarding menstrual cups. Individuals with a strong commitment to sustainability and reducing their ecological footprint are more likely to adopt menstrual cups, as the alignment of personal values with the product's benefits is crucial in reducing their cognitive dissonance. Important thing to underline here are the economic considerations, as despite the initial cost of menstrual cups being higher than that of disposable products, which may deter consumers from their first purchase, their long-term cost effectiveness is a significant factor for consumers, especially those looking to save money over time. From a psychological standpoint, consumers need to be assured of the product safety through education and evidence-based information. Psychological comfort of our consumers must also take precedence, as the perceived ease of use and convenience is critical here. Initial apprehensions about insertion and removal can deter some users. However, this can be easily mitigated by positive experiences or reviews and proper education on usage. Additionally, the use of menstrual cups can also be influenced by the desire for a more comfortable menstrual experience, as many users have reported feeling cleaner and more confident, which positively impacts their emotional well-being. The reason as to why I chose AllMatters' menstrual cup can be found on this screen. Here, we can see that the price does not equal the usage time, as Grace and Green comes in with the cheapest price at $18.79 and a usage time of up to 12 hours, while on the other side of the spectrum, Tom Organic comes in at $31.50 with only a usage time of up to 8 hours. When it comes to which product has the longest usage time, AllMatters and Salt are the front runners. However, AllMatters is more superior as with a slightly lower price, they are able to provide 3 different sizing, which can be attributed to how inclusive they are when it comes to our body's diversities. The following perceptual mapping allows us to easily see where and how the brand stands in comparison to their competitors. As for the store locations, online would be the best way to go, as it is far-reaching and more relevant to the target market's age. In addition to that, since it is quite uncomfortable for consumers to openly go to an offline store, by offering products on e-commerce, we are able to ensure the safety of our consumers whilst allowing our consumers to feel comfortable and look for product information from the comforts of their own spaces. I have listed 4 main e-commerce platforms where Shopee should be prioritized as their users are women-dominated. The same goes with TikTok Shop, which now have merged with Tokopedia. And last but not least, Instagram, as they have a great user interface when clicking on a product's advertisement. Before I dive further into a campaign example that the brand can use to increase their brand awareness and also introduce their menstrual cup product into the Indonesian market, I would first like to lay the groundwork by talking about the SMART objectives. SMART objective stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. On the time-bound objectives, I have found that through research from Google data, there is a 50% surge in search interest regarding loyalty programs, reward programs, and also loyalty points in January 2023 compared to that of December 2022, which we can use to our advantage. So it is safer for AllMatters to start campaigning from November to April, as it will hit all the major holidays such as Halloween, Indonesian Mother's Day, Christmas, both New Year's, Valentine's, and Idul Fitri. On this slide, I've included a promotional video I've made with the goal to increase brand awareness as well as their product. This digital marketing campaign can also help drive initial sales. Due to time restrictions, I have uploaded this video, which can be found on my Google Drive folder. To further ensure the success of the #NewPeriod campaign and the longevity of the brand, additional promotional offers can be done. First, we can try to drive customers to official website, as it will help us in minimizing e-commerce fees. We can also reward customers and potential customers for reading educational material pages on the official website. Additionally, by partnering up with key opinion leaders and influencers, interests, engagements, and also brand awareness can also be boosted. Buy one get one promos can also be used to further drive initial sales. And in the case where the stock runs out, limited promotional codes can be used to announce product restocking, ensuring repeat purchases. And finally, we can also incentivize customers and potential customers to purchase our products while building a database by gathering their email addresses at the same time. As for the channels on where the #NewPeriod campaign can be advertised on, I have divided big platforms into 3 separate groups. Under primary channels, platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, now better known as X, are perfect as they have the majority of younger audience. In addition to that, analytics and metrics are provided in real time. In order to attract millennials and the ages above, Facebook can be used. However, due to their age being a secondary target market group, I've categorized Facebook as a secondary channel. YouTube would also be great, aside from their costs, and to ensure a good search engine marketing results, AllMatters can use Google Ads, and in the case of it being too expensive, Bing Ads can also be used as a more cost-effective SEM solution. Pinterest is one of the platforms that I think would be interesting to advertise on, as they have niche interests and mostly are also women dominated. However, the campaign may have to be remade to suit their platform's cultures. Traditional media channels such as radios and TVs would provide a large reach. However, the downside is that they are not so relevant to the target market's age, and the metrics aren't so readily available to measure. To end this presentation, I would like to pose one simple question. Are you ready for a new period experience? We would love for you to try our product. Because to us, you matter, all matters. Thank you.